Hello and welcome to Audio Adventures. This is a D&D 5th edition podcast that is made by friends, with friends, and for friends. And if you clicked on us, buckle up. It's going to be a crazy magic carpet ride for you and me. This podcast is used by my nerdy friends and I to escape our lives for a time and act out some pretty ridiculous scenarios. And we are so glad to have you here. A couple things before we start. Our group loves the rule of cool, so I'm sure we will get rules wrong. So if we do, please feel free to tell us in a kind fashion down in the comments. Also, if you want to contribute to the fantastical world of Seblos where this campaign takes place, please make a comment and you may be seeing that kobold cleric in the very near future, along with your name in the show as well. Now, please grab a seat and some popcorn, and let's meet our Wandering Vanguard. Audio Adventures is a D&D 5th edition homebrewed podcast and may deal with triggering themes at times. Viewer discretion is advised. Trigger warnings can be found in the description.
Previously on the Wandering Vanguard.
Toom brought back Talon, who had just been ate by a mysterious thing underneath Merle's magic stuff, while he was looking for Ekman around the city of Astrazelia. While that was happening, Tavis is going to a smut shop to procure a very specific book from his past. Toom informed Tibble of not being able to find Ekman, and upon a message spell being sent to Ekman but no message being sent back, Tibble goes into the night to go look for Ekman. Back at the B&B, we find Nyx, our artificer, working on new inventions, memory helmets, that will help people remember the name of a forgotten god named Althator. As Tibble is searching for Ekman, he runs into Faynara, Tavis's mother, coming back from her shift at the Crystal Vase, and she informs him that someone at the college might be able to help him find Ekman. Once Tibble reaches the college, he meets another soul-decked sibling who works in the library, who gives him the name of Denifall Leonin, a very promising wizard who himself is about to sign his very own contract with Scrynet. And that's where we begin.
I'd say, give me just another investigation check. Survival, because it's such a large canvas.
Survival? Can I assist him on rolls as an owl?
I'm gonna say no.
13.
Okay. I just thought I'd ask because I wasn't sure.
Never know. With 13, plus, I was just gonna keep some of your investigation from before happening. It is a very, very large campus. As you're walking through, you do see there is sort of Bard College of Excellence. You see Wizard College of Excellence. You see Fighting College. You see several different subsections of the college. Just walking through, and the buildings kind of maintain this sort of white stone exterior, and it takes you about 20 minutes to walk through the campus, through the middle of campus, around this sort of fountain circle. And you walk past some and do you have your cape on, by the way?
No.
You don't?
I left that in the room.
Okay, just making sure. You walk past. All the students don't take really much of a notice because you look like you're an elf and you look about the age they seem to be. You make your way towards a large sort of 5 to 6 story white stone building where you see on the outside there is a glass panel door, and then just all of the windows are still lit up, everyone's still awake.
Mm-hmm.
And there's one student that is about to walk in.
Is it a guy?
Yes, it's a guy.
I'm going to walk up to him and say, hello, do you know, Denifall Leonin?
You walk up to him. He's like a puny guy, who's carrying 4 to 5 to 6, large, thick textbooks. And he looks over, and he has sandy blonde hair that's spiked everywhere, he's stayed up all night. Denifall?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's my roommate.
Oh, perfect. Is he up in... I'm sorry, what?
Nothing. What were you asking about?
I heard he was a person who could, help me with, a predicament. I can't cast the spell Scrying myself, and I need help finding a friend of mine. So I figured come here and ask, and people told me to look for him.
Alright, you want Mr. Hotshot, huh? I mean, you can follow me upstairs. I don't know if he's busy, if you know what I mean.
Fair enough. Do you happen to know Scrying?
Me? Oh, I'm in the Artificer.
Oh, fair enough.
In the Artificer College.
I have a friend you might like. He's an artificer as well.
Oh, that's cool. I wonder, he probably graduated from here. Everyone does, but follow me. And he walks in.
Thank you much.
He punches in a code on the door, and the door buzzes, and it opens.
Tibble breaking in it.
And as you're going, he says, "Oh, I didn't tell you my name, did I? My name is Dylan."
Nice to meet you, Dylan. My name's Tibril.
Oh, very nice. It seems like your family's like orthodox, like back to the roots elf.
Well, from the town I grew up in, it's a little back in the woods.
Okay, that's cool. I imagine that must be nice. You guys are now going up several sets of staircase at this point. Man, I wish that it would be really nice to just get out of this city. This place is killing me.
I will say, I'm not a city boy. The back in my hometown, working at the apothecary was much simpler life.
Man, are you part of apothecary college? Did you just are you a freshman?
No. Just visiting. Visiting a friend.
Okay. That's cool. And you guys have probably went up about 4 floors, and the entire time you've heard like sort of like there's been like screeches, there's been
Normal college noises.
yeah, like people running through the halls, and every time someone goes past Dylan, he's just kind of like, ugh.
You need help carrying any of those books?
No, it's not the book carrying that does it. It's the idiots I'm surrounded by. And he screams at one of the kids that runs past him, and he's like, "Whatever, nerd. Whatever. I'm gonna get a job. You're gonna be a hobo on the street." He's muttering those sort of things as he opens up one of the doors to go onto the floor, and he leads you to suite 21, and then leads you in, and there is 21A, 21B, and 21C. And as you are into the sort of like little lobby of 21A, B, and C, you can see there's like a little futon on the outside. And a screen in the small little room leading to all the other rooms. A and B are shut, and C, that door has a sock on it.
Oh.
And Dylan just kind of stops, and he's like, "Oh my god, if I don't sleep in my bed tonight again, I'm going to murder him."
Is this a regular occurrence?
Yes. Have you not heard of the sock on the door? Don't come when I don't even know the phrase. There's just no don't open the door when there's a sock there.
I've heard something of some. It's like a sign, just don't come in type of thing, like those do not disturb signs.
That's essentially right. And he pushes up his glasses and sniffles.
Oh
You-
gosh.
You really don't want to go in there when he has a sock on the door. I mean, you can try. I'm not looking this time. I made that mistake one time, and my eyes are forever burned.
Talon flies off of Tibral's shoulder and goes and pecks at the door.
Talon, what are you doing?
Oh, I didn't even. The bird was so still the entire time. I thought it was fake.
He kind of does his own thing. Talon, what are you doing?
You can't have animals in here.
Oh, he's a familiar.
Well-
It's fine. He should be fine.
Oh man.
Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm gonna look at Talon. It's like, Talon, go outside. If I'm gonna pick him up, Talon,
No,
go
don't.
outside.
No!
You're
Does he get to,
you're
does he
gonna
get to the door?
I figured
And
he was
as
already
you hear like as this entire time, and you hear like a very deep bravado-y voice answer, and he's like, Dylan, what did I say about the sock on the door, dude?
Can Talon just two at him?
And he just and he's like, huh? Bruh,
Talon, what are you doing,
Bro.
Talon?
you can't have animals in. Oh my god, Stacy, hold on.
Stacy? Oh man, is this a normal thing?
And you hear like a voice that goes like, "Ah, come on," and he's like, no, I have to deal with this. If we have the RAs come by, we're all screwed. She's like, fine, whatever. And you
What's
hear
that guy's name again?
Denifall.
How do you spell that?
Denifall.
Oh, there's two. L's.
Okay.
That was close.
And Stacy's is Kofa, and then Dylan is his roommate.
Got it.
And you hear fabric rustling behind the door, and the door like hinges open quickly, and you see this large, stocky, elven man with black hair that goes into a man bun in the back, and then he is shirtless up top and has shorts on the bottom. And he looks over at you with his green eyes that pierce you, and he says, "Dude, huh? Dylan, wait." Dude, and he points at you, Tibble. Dude, you can't. Are you a freshman? You can't have an owl in here.
Oh, sorry. I'm visiting a friend. And he insisted I brought his familiar with me while I was adventuring.
Talon who's at him angrily, calling him an animal.
Talon. I'm sorry. He doesn't usually act this way. But-
Dude, I don't care. You can't keep hooting, or we're gonna get reported. And Stacy's already at 2 strikes.
Talon immediately calms down and goes to sit back on Tibral's shoulder.
That's neat.
Are you Denifall?
Yeah, I'm Denifall.
I heard. I'm looking because one of my friends, he's gone missing. And I heard you're a person who could cast scrying. I'm willing to give you a few gold to help me out. But
Dude.
he's been kind of gone for the whole day. We're just kind of curious where he went.
Oh man, that sucks. So like, your friend, your girlfriend,
Well, he's not a girl, but he's a friend.
Oh,
He's a
sorry. It's been a day.
I could hear.
Oh, I didn't think it was loud. Okay. All right. So make a persuasion check.
Nat 20
Ooh!
with persuasion with a +5, so 25.
Oh, wow.
After you say like I could hear, he's like, dude, speaking Malingo. So, I assume since you're doing this in the middle of the night, it's a big rush. Oh man, what did that contract say? I technically haven't signed it yet. I'm doing that tomorrow, so you caught me right at the good exact moment you needed to do this. I can do you a solid. 1 second. And he goes back and he's like, Dylan, don't come in yet. And Dylan's like, oh God, I have an exam tomorrow. And Denifall's like, dude, you'll be fine. You always are. So smart. And he closes the door.
I'm gonna lean over to Dylan. You deal with this guy? You're roommates with this guy?
Yeah. All the time. And I hate it.
The guy I had, who I was roommates with, who's at least similar to him, at least would let me sleep in.
Yeah. And you had a roommate like Denifall?
Much more charming.
Who? Wait. Who are you talking about?
Ekman.
Ah, that's right. But he doesn't count because, like, you love him.
Tomb saying this in his head.
Yeah.
Tomb is like, oh my God, you didn't need to say that. So after a little while, and you hear like some ruckus in there, clearly Stacy's angry that she has to put on clothes.
Gosh,
oh no! So Stacy, why do you sound like a tool?
And you hear after a while, okay, little dudes, come on in.
Alrighty.
Hey there, everyone. I thought I would take this opportunity in our show to do some catching up. Some announceroonies, some talkies, even. Just to remind you all of our social medias, you can find us on Twitter, Audio Adventures at the username AudioAdventure2. Why 2, you ask? Well, number 1 was taken. Ayy. We are also on Facebook and Instagram. We have also set up a Ko-Fi. We had a couple comments made at us about being able to support us a bit with that good green juice that the world just seems to run on. So, if you're feeling generous towards us, that would be one of the avenues to help us grow and to encourage us as the artist as well. Another avenue to help us thrive and grow is to share and tell your friends about us. We are one of the many, many, many D&D podcasts out there. So we are ecstatic whenever someone wants to listen to us play D&D. We don't spend any money to advertise this show, so your support means that much more to us. And since there are more of us now, here is our Wandering Vanguard.
Well, I am Zach, and I will be playing Tavis, who is an Eladrin sorcerer. The only interesting fact that I can think of for him is that his last name is just, Elvish for owl, because he likes owls.
I'm Trevor. I am playing the character, Nyx, with, burning, red, eyes. Nyx with burning red eyes. And his last name is Bright. He was born into a noble family, hence the actual last name, as he's a changeling artificer. Changelings don't normally have last names, they normally just have hyphenated names.
Hello there. My name is Tibril Darrow. I am a half-elf man from the town of Allerton. I am what you might call a soul knife. And before I get too far, let me explain what a soul knife is. A soul knife is someone who can summon a weapon that is bound to our soul. I used to have a longsword like my father, but now it's a glaive with etchings of flowers throughout the whole thing. Along with being able to summon the glaive, I'm able to use my mind to connect to the soul of others, to communicate and help in battle. Our friend Tomb, not being able to speak, but I'm able to connect to his soul and kind of get a general idea of what he's thinking and what he would say. Along with all that, my mom always said I had a golden glow to me, which I didn't really understand until now to be literal. Our soul's power shows through our bodies as different colors. I've never met another soul knife besides my father, so I don't know where he learned it. My mom and I lived in a town called Allerton. But before I get too very much into that, my mom was a very sick woman. We lost a lot of money and resources trying to find a cure, but
nothing worked. My father left to find something to help her, and he never returned. That was when I was 8. I'm 25 now. Once I became a teen, I started working at the local apothecary. My father was a medic, master with blades and medicine, and I wanted to be like that. Medicine and plants, it's always been fascinating to me. I have my dad's journal here, and one day while looking through, I found something that I wasn't really expecting. I found out the book was only half filled, but the last page talked about this plant called the golden snapdragon. But apparently it's a plant of legend that can cure any known disease. The only other thing that's on these pages are 2 places, Maastrichton and Chanbu. And I think this is where he thought they were, which makes sense with how rare it is. That'd be in 2 of the hardest countries to get into. I haven't been to either of these places, but it's the only lead I got. And one day we were raided by goblins. And then a group of adventurers came up. They helped clear the goblins away, and they even helped save a lot of people that day. They invited me to come along on the adventure. This is the only chance I had to find my dad. But before I left, my mom gave me a couple things. But she pulled out a cape, a long purple cape with 2 golden pauldrons on the side. It fit perfectly, like it was made to fit me. Then she also gave me her wedding ring. Told me if I find Dad, tell her to get his butt home. Now I have three things I have to do. I have to find my dad, find the golden snapdragon, and make it home alive. Because if I don't, my mother will kill me.
So my name's Emma, and I'm gonna explain to you what my character looks like and everything because he actually can't talk. So his name is Toon. He is a Warforged necromancer, and he kind of got his voice box ripped out, and so he can't speak. All he does is screech occasionally. He does write in a little notebook, so that's how he communicates most of the time. And he is covered in cherry blossoms, and he has a giant gash in the middle of his torso where he hides his familiar talon and some skulls and some other miscellaneous things. And yeah, he is silver with 2 green bands around each arm, and he has blue eyes. And that's pretty much it.
My name is Redguest. I am but a simple tabaxi who lives within others' means. I never knew my parents, but the Order of the Ghost Slayers made up for that. They taught me how to fight with honor as one of their esteemed blood hunters. My mercenary work taught me how to value my own life. These 2 paths have coiled into a journey of broken love and pointless purchases, where I now find myself with the Wandering Vanguard. I have no doubt they will be able to help me on my current mission.
And I think that's about it. Thanks so much for listening to this episode. And the next one will be up for all of you next Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. See ya!
Dylan's like, oh god, finally. And he looks over at you, Tibble. Thank you. He just kind of like lulls his head back and walks into the room.
Good.
Opens the door first. He doesn't just run into it, I promise.
Is Stacy still there?
Yeah, you guys walk into it and you see there's like their beds are stacked like one on top of the other, like bunk beds, and on the other side. Yeah, they're bunk beds. And on the other side of the small long room are 2 desks and then 2 cabinets on the far wall. And then there's like a window. And you see a woman sitting the bottom bed, wearing a tank top and shorts. She is an elven woman with red hair and blue eyes, and she looks over at you and just kind of scoffs and looks away.
Ignores. Wait, how dark is their room right now?
It's pretty dark.
Am I glowing?
That's right.
That's fair.
I have a constant glow. We're some glowy boys.
I am a glow stick, dude.
Dude.
You walk into the room, and then immediately, Denifall is like, "Bro, how do you do that?" And dude, you're out. Oh, it's a familiar. That makes sense, never mind. But dude,
Is this not normal?
I know.
It's a long story.
Oh, bro, that's dope. Okay, so, Dylan is just has like put all of his stuff down over at his desk and just went up onto his top of the bed and then just fell face first. And he's like, "Good night." Denifall's like, "Good night, little bruh. All right, so I can do you solid. How much gold do you say you gonna pay me?"
I can give you a few gold if would you be good with 5?
Oh, dude, really? Yeah, I can do 5.
I can give you 5 gold for it.
Man, you can pay off my book fees, thanks.
No problem.
Can graduate now. Yeah, all right. He rubs his hands together. He's like, "Okay, I need you to explain this little dude to me and give me sort of like explanation on his personality, what he looks like." Yeah.
You were looking for a tiefling, red skin, short, and I basically go through a whole description. And then Timbrel gets a little bit like, while talking about him, gets into details a little bit too far, and then realizes like, nope, that doesn't matter. It goes on to the next thing.
Aww.
Like talks about how his hair goes back. Talk about his hair, brown, short, how it goes back. The horns, all that. Tell him about his personality. Tell him who he's looking. Basically, everything he needs to know for who he's looking for. And his name is Ekman.
Right. All right. Wow, man. Yeah, you're really close to this dude. Okay. And he goes over and closes the door and locks it. Just want to make sure none of our RAs squeal. And then he shuts the blinds and closes them too. And then he gets down on the floor in like sort of crisscross applesauce. Let me just concentrate a little bit. I'll tell you exactly what I'm seeing, dude.
So Sam. Oh wait, no, my Psionic Link doesn't let me see through his eyes. It just lets me connect to his soul. So I want to be able to see what he sees, right?
Yes.
Dang it.
Yes.
Dang. Oh well.
And he grabs onto a bag under his bed and pulls it out, and he gets out like a glass ball and then a handful of golden nuggets and puts it around the glass ball, and then gets out a silver mirror and then gets out a little bowl and then spritzes water all over it, and then he moves his hands around above it and then starts saying like different sorts of things that you told him, like Ekman. Little tiefling with red skin, lots of swords. Where is he, bro? Come on. And then he stops for a second, and the ball starts to ignite in a like powdery blue glow that just kind of overtakes the golden nuggets, and you see the golden nuggets disappear and the water in the bowl drain. All right, dude. Okay. And he's like waving his arms back and forth. What? Okay. All right. I think I got something. Oh, man. And he has his like eyes closed and he's like explaining everything in excruciating bro detailed.
Mm-hmm.
He's Trevor, he's like, oh man, I just realized I'm a bard. I can't do. No, I'm just kidding.
I was about to say. Well, no, it says this spell can be cast by bards.
Yeah, that's why I stopped. But
Oh,
it was a joke, Peter. Okay. God. Yeah. So he stops for a second. He's like, "Okay, all right." Little dude is in like in a really plush room. He's just kind of chilling on a chasse lounge. Well, that's bougie, bro. He looks like he's knocked out a bit though. There's a guy that's coming up to him, like black slicked back hair, kind of like copperish skin. He's kind of like kneeling over him, and then he's walking away. Alright. Oh, I see two little girls. Oh, dude, is that Aridi and Oridi? Oh, they're from Skynet, dude. What is your tiefling bro doing, man? What is happening here? Oh man. Yeah, those two little bros are kneeling over him too. And okay, they're walking away. Man, your little guy's just passed out, dude. And he's now there's a chick with like a faux hawk and a black cloak, like brown hair, brown skin. She's kind of scary, dude. I don't like her. Stacy, you're so much prettier. You hear Stacy like giggle. He's like he explains to you how Ekman is just knocked out, laying down, and that several different people are coming up to him, looking at him, and walking away.
So, and I'm assuming nothing changes from that. Like he doesn't have any other information just besides the people who are walking up to him.
Do we know where Skynet is located?
For the purposes of your conversations before, you know that Tavis told you where they were in the northern part of town.
Okay.
So he's in a plush. Did he look like he was in something, or was it just like on a bed or on something plush?
Denifall kind of comes out of the spell. He's like, mad. And he blinks a couple times. Sorry, man, if I actually knew the little dude, or he showed me like a picture of him or something, that would have been like a little bit better. So yeah, it looks like he's knocked out. He's on like a really comfy plush looking couch. With Scry, just kind of doing it by herself. You can't really tell too much around, but if you go to Skynet and you get to like their enhancers and their sort of tech team that they have there, man, your magic power just goes through the roof. That's why you sign a contract to not do like magic besides with anyone else but them for like a long while. So I couldn't really tell anything besides what I told you, man.
Right.
Well, I do have a question. How far away is Skynet's like headquarters or whatever from this college?
So I would say that it would be too far for you to control your owl, but you can give your owl an order to go and do something and come back. But when he gets outside of your 1,000-foot range,
yeah,
you can't do anything else.
Yeah, I'll just try it. I'd like to command Talon to go and circle Skynet.
Technically, he's out of your 1,000-foot range right now.
Really?
Yeah, because the college isn't that close.
Oof. So I'll have to wait till they come back then.
Yep.
I could do that. And I'll just send them out again.
Okay. Denifall looks up, Man, I think your little dude kind of fell into some trouble, and it looks like maybe the people on Skynet are helping him or something.
When he looks at me, you know, like how the anime characters, when they're mad, their eyes start to smoke.
Yeah.
Tibril's eyes literally do that.
Oh gosh.
He's like,
And it's silver.
Dude.
Thank you so much for helping.
Dude,
me.
I just told you what I know.
Nope. No, I know you're not. Don't worry. Thank you so much for your help.
Okay. I don't know what to say. You're literally smoking, and I'm not saying that in a hitting on you way or anything.
Well, thank you.
Do you?
Thank you so much.
Do you need help?
No, I think we'll be okay. But thank you so much for the information. I might, if I would need another scry, could I come ask you for it? Under contract or not?
Dude, if I do it under contract, it's pretty restrictive.
Who do I ask if I can't come to you?
I was kind of the best in my class, dude. But if you want to go to,
Is there a teacher? Is there a professor?
maybe might be able to get like Prof. Fejeris to do it, or you could contact Stacy, and she's like, who's that little chick in our class that's pretty good, but like is like a freshman? And Stacy looks up and over. Her name's Lilith.
All right. Thank you both.
No problem.
I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna stand up and look over to Denifall. Also, you might want to let your roommate sleep for a while. You seem very, very exhausted. I'm gonna walk out.
Dude. And the door closes.
Yep. All right, Talon. Let's head back. So yeah, while I'm walking back, as Tibril gets outside and finds like a park type of thing, he's gonna tell Talon to head back home.
You hear. And Tomb, you see that Talon is now flying back to you.
Okay.
And Tibril's gonna find a place to be by himself. He's gonna find a tree where nobody's around, right? He's gonna pull out a soul dive and start beating it.
Cool. You feel like the impact of your glaive sticking into the tree, and but the tree looks absolutely fine after your sort of spectral silver shining glaive sticks into it, and you just go ham at this tree. All right. You spend several minutes, maybe a couple hours doing this.
Yep. Once I get it out of my system, I'm gonna take a breath, walk back home, fall asleep, or try to sleep to get some rest before Tibril goes to do a murder.
All right. And Talon makes it home way before you and lands on you, Tomb.
Yeah, I just had a question after you're done explaining.
Well, you can ask me before because I was going to end the episode.
Oh, would I be able to send Talon back with the command, yet still take a rest because I won't be looking through his eyes or anything?
Yeah, you can send him back and like not do anything with him.
Okay. Yeah, I'd like to send him. Like, can he make it to Skynet and back?
So do you just want him to like go and like see what's up over there and then come back and tell you?
Yeah, and
yep. You hear little like affirmation. He takes off into the almost dawn of the day at this point.
And I'm just gonna stay in the garden.
Right. You stay in the garden. Tibble comes back, heads upstairs. You try to take your rest as well, and everyone else is sleeping to some aspect, as you all have learned so very much in the span of a couple hours. Again, you go to sleep some of you having pretty nice dreams, some of you having pretty productive dreams, some of you having pretty rage-filled dreams, and some of you just watching the sunset rise and planning out the next part of your adventure and what is important to do first and what's not. And that's where we're gonna leave it.
No! No! Not my boy! Not Ekman! No, Timber's gonna straight up do a murder. Just gonna kill somebody.
Well, Tomb's gonna make sure you don't do that. Because
That's
he
fair.
actually understands what death is very well.
Timbrel lied.
Timber did lie.
He took one step down the dark path.
Why was that surprising? Everybody else
Soon
gets to
Timbrel's
lie.
going to betray the group.
Because mom can't lie.
That's a lie,
okay?
and you know it.
I know.
Timbrel, the dark side is a slippery slope.
Yep.
No, this is you guys are going to
First, you start lying, then you start murdering.
No, you
We
guys have
start
seen
murdering.
you've seen Tibrel on the like emotional side where he's just an emotional wreck. No, now you're going to see him on like he's going to like imbue his mom for a little bit.
Oh, go get my chocolates.
100%. But my chocolate has a big old glaive.
This will be fun.
Y'all RP'd so good in this episode. Oh my god. Look at y'all.
Woo!
For me, who was in his room the entire time.
Yeah, but you were like doing stuff.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I can't believe Talon was eaten by something.
Yep.
Yeah.
I feel like the
Yeah.
whole time, though, I was totally waiting for that to happen. And Sam, I applaud you for picking a good time where I totally didn't expect it to happen.
Nailed it.
That was pretty good.
Oh my gosh, this was a fun episode. Even though my boy has been taken.
And that was this episode of Audio Adventures. Thank you so much for being here. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and most of all, please share to get out the word so we can share our story with you and keep doing what we're doing. If you have an idea for an NPC, a shop, or even an encounter, please comment down below. You might be seeing any of those in the next session or maybe even the upcoming sessions. Again, thank you so much for being here, and we will see you next week. Please stay safe, everyone, and wear those seatbelts.